Okay, guys, so this is how to make a vampire inside of Photoshop. And what you're going to learn is to how to basically make a vampire, how to use makeup for a vampire inside of Photoshop with their effects, how to add vampire teeth, how to make a skin paler, and how to do vampire eyes. So first we have to create our full moon background. The original tutorial showed you how to make this into a Gaussian blur. I went ahead and got the photo for you that's already done. So all you have to do is download it. And then I'm going to drag it there so that it pops up. So then for step 2, we want a nice and bright kind of blood moon looking background. So we're going to create a brightness and contrast adjustment layer with a brightness of 26 and a contrast of 11. And then let's turn in a vibrant red hue using hue and saturation adjustment layers. So basically it's going to look like this whenever you're done. So I'm going to go over here to adjustments. And then brightness and contrast right there. And brightness is going to be 26, contrast negative 11. There we go. And then we're going to do a hue and saturation. I'm going to go back over here to adjustments. Click on hue and saturation. And then the hue is going to be negative 20 and the saturation plus 5. There we go. See, so it makes it nice and red. So then we're going to do some color grading. So these layers stay on top of our layer stack with all future layers being placed underneath them. So let's see. I'm looking through and seeing. Okay, so I can go down here to the bottom and click on this and then click on color lookup. And it's already has that 3D LUT there. Moonlit or moonlight. There we go. Layer mode's going to be multiply. Opacity 75% and layer style blend if gray. So hold on. Okay, so I'm viewing the properties. 75% for the opacity. So instead of normal, it's going to be, let's see, multiply. And so this is a slightly older version of Photoshop, and so that's why we're not having that pop up. I'm going to turn that opacity down just a little bit more, just because we don't have the blend with gray option. Okay. And then I'm going to do a selective color layer. It's down there at the bottom again. Red's -45, 0, and +25. So let's see. And then ignoring that last one, going over to blacks. It's going to be 0, 0, and -13. Okay, and then the next step, we're going to click on this and do curves. Brings down the blues and little highlights, brings up the reds, and adds more contrast, that it's something that looks like what we see here. So basically we want something that brings up our reds. There we go. So it doesn't have to look exactly like the picture. Mine is actually going to be a little bit redder unless I move it down. So then we're going to look at how to make the vampire teeth and how to get that photo ready. So I'm going to go over here, grab my person, do download for him. For you guys, you're going to have to click on them and then open it in a new window and then download. I'm going to drag him over. So he will be on top for right now. Extract him using the preferred method. For me, it's going to be doing either quick selection tool or magic wand. There we go. And then I'm going to do select and mask. And then down here where the output selection is, I'm going to do layer mask. There we go. So if I want to, I can go and then and drag him below everything so that it looks more like that. So they're saying for step 2, you can give your subject a more vampire appropriate outfit by using a gradient map clipped to the subject, as in like you created a clipping mask and masks to turn the sweatshirt black. So what that'll look like would be to do another layer, another adjustment layer, do gradient, I'm adjusting it over to see where I can get, there we go, kind of down there at the bottom. And then right click this and let's see. Create clipping mask. Okay. Just showing you what happens if you do it the opposite way, then you accidentally make him disappear. So now that's kind of clipped to him. I could do a diamond, just showing you what the different options are. Radial. There we go. So it took me to be about 73-ish% before I finally got the look that they're asking for. Then click OK. That's still not the same, quite the same look that I have there. So if I don't want to, I can just delete that. That's up to you if you like the look or not. Let's see. So that time I did gradient map instead of gradient. And then let's see. Okay, so I'm undoing here around his face. I'm undoing the clipping mask around his face. Okay, and then look at this properly. And so we have this gradient map to try to turn the neck black. So what that's going to look like, see, I have this gradient map, you can see them. But what I did was go and create the layer for the gradient map. It's right there. I'll even disable this so I can show you. So it's gradient map. And then right click, create clipping mask. And then I'm going to click here on this gradient so I can bring it up. And you see there how it's essentially getting rid of the color there. I'll click OK. So right now it looks very, very black. But remember, white reveals and black conceals. So I'm going to get my brush, click on that mask there, and then start revealing my guy again. Okay. So we just want his shirt to be the only thing that's black. So I can go back through, switch it back over to black. I turn that, there we go, the brush down so I can click on this. And that is how you do that layer mask. Let me delete that one. Okay, so we've done mask before. So this is just a gradient mask on top. We're going to add some shadow to the left side of the face. Let's see. So we're going to do a color fill layer. New fill layer, solid color, color fill. And so, let's see. I'm going to change that to multiply. The opacity is going to be down to 50. Go. And then here in our mask, that automatically pops up with that, whatever we don't want. Okay, whatever we don't want in darkness, we have to get rid of. So this is all just color grading and mask. All pretty much mask happening right now. I'm just getting rid of our mask to get the color grade that we want. So then in the next video, I'm going to show you what to do with the teeth now that we have our picture kind of how we want it. See if I turn the opacity up, we get that. Turn it down, we get that.